What's up, icons? It's the iconic fashion figure back with a new video. So we're here in May, a lot of us still in quarantine, a lot of us still trying to push our business even though the world is upside down outside. So I want to come to you guys this week with a video with a little bit of motivation and a little help to get your business pushing. Just really quickly, for those of you that seen my video with the multi-way set, this is another way to tie it. This way is probably my favorite out of all of them. But anyway, let's get into the video. So a lot of you may know about manifesting your dreams and, you know, the whole idea of creating vision boards, writing things down so that way you can see them daily, so that way you can actually achieve it. So this week's video is kind of playing off that idea, but more so as far as goals for our business to get to where we want to be each month to make the money that we're trying to make. That's why we're in business, right? So I'm definitely one of those people that create vision boards every year, but that's not what I'm going to show you in this video. We're not going to create a vision board. Mine is already done for the year. What we're going to do in this video is basically set our monthly goals that we want to meet as far as sales for our business. One thing that I really learned when running a business is that when you write things down, it makes it easier to obtain. I don't know if that is just coincidence that I always write everything down and I actually tend to hit those goals that I write down, or if it has to do with more of like law of attraction and manifestation. So the idea behind like vision boards and whatnot is that when you put things down and you see it every day, it's what's called law of attraction. Basically, in a nutshell, the way I see it and my personal interpretation of it, which is why I do vision boards all the time, when I see something every day, it's always in the back of my mind that that is what I'm working towards. So if I know that's what I'm working towards, I kind of plan, even if I don't actually write down a plan, have a plan for each day of what I'm going to do, because this board right here is what I'm trying to get to. So that's kind of like the same idea when it comes to your sales and trying to hit those goals. When you write it down and you see it every day, you're mentally thinking about it consistently because you're always seeing it, and you know, okay, this is where I need to be, so this is my plan to get there. So when I create my monthly goals, which I'm going to visually show you guys exactly how I write everything down, but when I do it, it's literally just on a whiteboard. I first set my monthly target. The target is basically where I would love to be at for that month. That's like my reach goal. But then I have my set goal for the month, which is where I need to be by the end of this month. So I have my set goal and then I have my target. I always figure out the monthly first, because then I take my target, so not my set goal, which is where I need to be, this is like what I must make this month. I take the target goal of where I would love to be, and I break that down by week of how much I need to make each week to hit that target goal by the end of the month. Why I choose the target goal instead of the set goal? Because in the end, where I really want to be is the target goal. So I want to set my weekly so that way I can stay on track to hit my target, because ultimately that's where I want to be. And then the reason I break it down weekly is so that each week I can see where I am to stay on track to hit it. Because if I have no idea where I am and how much more I need to get there before the end of the month, it's harder to obtain, because you'll wait to the last few days of the month and realize, oh crap, I'm way short. I only have half of my goal. Now you're spending the last couple days of the month trying to hit it. Whereas if I also have weekly goals, then I know, okay, this week I hit it, so I'm on track. Maybe next week I'm ahead, so everything's good, but then the week after I fall behind. You know, so it kind of helps you to navigate and to steer your business and what you need to do. This is something you want to do at the very beginning of the month or even at the end of the previous month, so that way you can kind of plan out you'll know, okay, let's say you start falling behind, maybe throw out a promotion to get some traffic and some sales in there. Or you're ahead of schedule. So now, for me personally, when I'm ahead of my goal and I'm way on track of hitting that goal, I still try to push even harder so that I can hit my goal early. And then that way, towards the end of the month, everything I know that's coming in is just extra. And then from there, I don't just stop with weekly. I also break it down daily. So I know every day of the month, I need to make at least this much. And I write down my goals in 2 places. I have my whiteboard. On the whiteboard, I pretty much just draw out a chart, almost kind of look like a thermometer, where I'll draw the lines of where my goal is for the month, so that's the one that I must meet, and then the line at the top will be the target. And every so often I'll go in and update the board. I try to do it every day, and I literally just color it in and just keep coloring it in until, I fill it up. And then off to the side of that, I have the weekly breakdown of what I need to hit each week. And as I hit those goals for the week, I just star it. If I miss a goal for a week, I'll put like a red X, because then I know I need to go look at next week's and alter it to make up for what I missed from the previous week. As far as my daily goals, that's not on my whiteboard, that's actually in my planner. Because at the beginning of the month, I'll go on my planner and I'll write down for every day how much I need to make. At the end of the day, I'll go in, I usually use a different colored pen and just mark down what I actually made, so I know if I'm ahead or if I'm behind. The reason I do that in both places is just so, one, it gives you 2 different ways to look at it. You have the monthly calendar, and then you just have a drawing that has a chart on the whiteboard, and then also like a written layout. Also, writing down my goals also helps me to plan out my marketing for the month. In a sense, I kind of plan out my marketing around my goals. So once my goal is set, kind of gives me an idea of what marketing I need to do. If I know my reach goal is pretty big and it's high and it's something that I usually wouldn't do in a month, I know maybe I need to plan more promotions for that month to hit it, so I can make sure there's consistent traffic. The other thing with seeing it every day too kind of helps me plan out my days. So again, if I'm behind on goals, I tend to focus on customers that I know buy regularly, and I know if I show them something new or something great and then throw in some type of incentive that'll get them to buy it, I focus on those customers. When I know, okay, I need a quick fast sell, those are my customers to go to because they're loyal customers and they always buy. So let's focus on them. If I'm not behind and I don't technically need the sales because I'm already ahead, that's my time to really focus on customers that maybe have never purchased before. So now I want to focus on them, kind of engage with them and get them comfortable and familiar with your brand, or customers that may have purchased from you in the past, but you haven't seen or heard from them in a while. They haven't been on your website in a long time. You want to engage with them, let them know that you didn't forget about those customers. And the reason I focus on those when sales are up is because they're not guaranteed sales. They're not technically considered a loyal customer, whereas the other ones we know buy more. So those aren't guaranteed sales. So those aren't the customers I technically want to focus on when I'm down, because chances are you may or you may not get a sell out of them, whereas the loyal customers you will. And new customers too, when they're first timers, you tend to get a sell out of them quicker than someone that's been on your website for years but maybe only made one purchase or never purchased at all. Focus on new customers before you focus on those. So that helps me plan out too what my daily schedule or like my weekly schedule is looking like, depending on where I am with my sales. So it's always good to have it written down so I can see where I'm at and what areas I need to focus on. Back to law of attraction, just for me personally, like seeing my goals written down, like, okay, for the month of May, I'm already ahead, like way ahead. So when I walk past that whiteboard and I see that chart where I have it colored in, showing me that I'm way ahead and those stars of my week, because I've already hit a couple weeks already and the first week of the month isn't even done yet, it's like a good feeling. So when you look at it, for me, I'm not going to take that as a time to, you know, slow down, take a break because I'm ahead. No, when I see that that's motivation, I'm going to go harder. So I'm going to keep working because maybe I can double my target this month instead of doing my actual target that I wrote down, because I'm already way ahead. Technically, I'm on track to double it. So if I keep pushing and doing what I've been doing so far this month, maybe I'll hit double what I had planned for the month. Again, if I'm down, that's push me go harder or reevaluate what I'm doing, because obviously something's not right. So I think for me personally, if I had to interpret it, that is like the law of attraction for me. Just seeing it is like motivation for me, whether I'm down or up. But if I don't see it in front of me and I have no idea where I'm really at, then I'm just going to keep doing what it is I'm doing and hope for the best at the end of the month. I think what people don't realize is just because you write it down doesn't mean it's going to come true. You have to, one, marinate on it, and two, actually work towards it. Nothing happens with no work, so you actually have to work for it. And just keep working at it, and by the time you get to the end of the year, or in this case with our goals at the end of the month, you'll hit it. Because it's always in front of you and it's always in your mind. But that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to come quickly give you guys that tip of writing down your goals. Set goals if you haven't been setting goals already. And just a bit of encouragement, because trust me, it does happen when you work towards it and you're seeing it every day. Thank you for watching.